So follow me to Fulham Football Club. This is Craven Cottage, the home of Fulham Football Club. So follow me in the day of the life of a stadium crowd doctor. So I work for Fulham Football Club, and this is what it looks like. Just walking up to the stadium, the whole area is actually cordoned off, and so medically we're responsible for anybody within that area in this time. And as you can see, somebody seems to have made their way in when they shouldn't have. But anyway, they posted. So this is the first aid room. This is my office. This is where patients get seen, just getting ready and equipped, because it can be quite cold out there. And I like to roam. I like to be in the stadium. I like football, so I get to watch the games as well. So making sure my radio is on. This is essentially like having a bleep and making sure I have all the equipment available. So that's me just checking out my bag, equipment, making sure I have everything that I need. There can be arrests in the stadium, and so you just want to make sure you have all your equipment available. So in order to get into this, you kind of need to be disaster management trained, and if you stay to the end, I will give you some tips about how to get into doing this kind of work, but also how to be the club doctor for the players. So as you can see, we're pitchside now. The SATs, those guys in the uniform, those are the ambulances. They're stationed around the stadium. There are paramedics, nurses, and you essentially run a whole team that are looking after over, I think, the stadium. So this is me pitchside for kickoff, just watching teams warm up. You can see it's quite a big stadium. The capacity is about 26,000 people, so you can imagine being responsible for this number of people within the stadium. So unfortunately, we are losing this match today. Sadly, it's 2-0 to the away team, and that's just the away stand there. Fulham have done quite well this season. We're 8th in the league table at the moment, and we've won against some big clubs. But, yeah. Sadly, Fulham lost today, 2-0. Win some, you lose some. Getting into live events, whether sporting or otherwise, is actually pretty straightforward. You just need to have the right network and know exactly what you need to do. So I'm going to break it down for you now, really briefly. So I'm going to speak about doing it for a football club because that's what I do, but I have done it for sporting events such as go-karting. I've done it for Formula One, boxing, and live events that aren't sporting events, such as, music events and so on and so forth. So, of course, you need a basic medical qualification. This is not for non-doctors. You have to be a doctor in order to do this. Now, there are roles for other healthcare professionals, paramedics, nursing staff, and so on, but this is specifically for doctors. So you need your GMC registration. It's usually good for people who are in emergency medicine, anesthetics, GP, trauma, intensive care. Essentially, any doctor that can handle a wide range of undifferentiated patients, but also very good at managing acute care. So if someone has an arrest, you need to be able to manage that on your own in whichever environment that you're in, which is why it's pretty good for emergency medicine, anesthetics, and so on. But also, most of the cases that you're going to be dealing with will be GP type cases. So it's also good for GPs as well. You want to have your advanced life support. ATLS is a bonus, but not 100% required. But the point is that you should be able to handle emergencies in a high pressure environment because you are most likely to be the only doctor on site. Now, like I mentioned in the video, I'm disaster management trained. So having your major incidents, medical management and support training definitely goes a long way. Sports medicine qualifications, not 100% required, but will also help you. So if you're into sports medicine and you're thinking in two minds, just go for it. But you don't need to have a sports medicine certification in order to do this role. And then if you're into pre-hospital, again, that will work in your favor, but it's not 100%. It's not 100% necessary, but it's very beneficial to have it. Okay. Then in terms of event medicine or other stadium work, other mass gatherings, how to get into it, that easy, low hanging fruit, easy way to get into it is to do St. John's Ambulance stuff, which is voluntary. So if you do Wimbledon or the London Marathon, you can do those jobs voluntarily. And that will build up your CV, build up your presence in that space. And you tend to get jobs from that because people there will do paid jobs and take you onto their contacts list and so on and so forth. But a lot of this is actually done through networking. But I'll get onto that in a moment. Then for compliance and registration, you want to have your DBS checks ready, be on the update service, which you should be already, and have indemnity insurance in case anything does go wrong. I once had an incident of a guy, he dislocated his shoulder, he wanted me to put it back in, and I was like, absolutely not covered on that with my indemnity insurance. Go straight to hospital, which he did. And then, like I said, networking and applications are the main way that people get into this space. And so you want to have a presence online, whether that's via LinkedIn or whether through people you know. You just want to be able to network. You can reach out to people. You can use your own network if you know somebody who works for these clubs, or if it's live events, you can send an email. My point is, you need a foot in the door. Okay, so if you are interested in getting into this as part of your portfolio career, you can just scan this QR code and it will lead you to my Skool community, in which I provide detailed information and help people who want to further their portfolio careers and do the things that they enjoy doing. I could have done Formula One, but I'm more of a football fan, which is why I double down on Fulham Football Club. So I'll see you on the next video. If you haven't liked this, please do subscribe and share it with someone who you think will benefit from the video.